Distance learning in Niue High School is in for a boost with the installation of USP Net. This is the result of numerous discussions and requests, as well as talks between the Premier Tokita Langi and the Vice-Chancellor of the University of the South Pacific, and Niue's need to improve distance learning, especially in high school. The school has tried a number of options, such as linking up to the local internet service, as well as using a VSAT terminal gifted to Niue by the Forum Secretariat, but have encountered bandwidth problems. An offer from USP Net comes quite timely as the government aims to improve the education sector. And according to the Secretary to Government, Richard Hepper, Niue is the first country in the region to trial this program, where USP Net is extended to a high school. That is a new arrangement that will be extended to other members. USP Net guarantees that there will be reliable, consistent internet access for the whole school. The boat is delayed once again and now expected to arrive on the 2nd of June, 1 week later than originally scheduled. Despite assurances that such delays would not be a common occurrence, there is not much one can do to control the weather. Some of the main retailers in town are faring all right, but there are some goods that are short in supply, such as vegetables, fruits, cheese and eggs. One option would be to use the weekly flights, but that proves costly, a cost which will then be passed on to the consumer. For one business, it means fishing is at a standstill, awaiting bait to arrive on the next boat. The Chamber of Commerce Chairman Avi Rubin says that despite the setbacks, he remains positive that alternatives will be found. In a meeting with government prior to the elections, businesses raised the shipping concerns once again and the desire to explore the possibility of finding other options, either another shipping service or look into transshipment or transiting through neighboring islands. But even those options pose their own risks. These are matters to be further discussed by a shipping review committee in a meeting next week. Coaches in training got to put their skills to the test with a special kids athletics program held at Niue Primary School today. Feedback from those who attended the training says that training has been beneficial not only personally but for the development of athletics and sports on the island. And despite the weather, kids and coaches got out and tested out the new kit set that was donated by the International Athletics Association Federation and proved to be a lot of fun. We caught up with the team at Niue Primary School today to see how the coaches and the kids were coping.
Our kids are very adaptable. They pick up things. You just have to give them specific and clear instructions and they're able to follow them straight away. So you direct them and they pick it up straight away. And Michael, who came down, his instructions are so easy to follow. And it's very, very easy even for me to follow. And if I can follow them, I'm sure if we impart them to the kids, they'll be able to follow them too. This is my first session with all these equipments. Before, when we first had the kids' athletics, we had all these boxes, and everything that we used were all homemade and made here. But now they've got all these proper equipments. And it's like simple trainings, like these kids are using these rings. And it's like a training for a discus thrower. And they have to get in between the poles that are up there, so you have to train them really young, and hopefully when they get up to high school age, they've adapted the motions, the actions, and the aim is to try and get in between those poles. So when they do the discus in future, then they'll be able to direct their throws, and hopefully they'll get further. And the kids seem to enjoy them.
With this newfound knowledge and enthusiasm, it seems there is a bright outlook for athletics and sports on the island, especially in schools, and that will move from strength to strength. As youngsters learn the basics that can be applied to any sport they compete in future. And according to one of the teachers from Niue Primary School, they are keen to use what they have learned to improve sports in the school and apply it to their next annual sports day next year. And the cricket season is drawing near to a close as some of the last few games were played last Saturday. In Pool A, Tuapa is on top, winning all three of their games with 15 points, and one game to go. Hakupu is in second with 13 points, Makefu in third with 9 points, followed closely by Hikutavake with 8 points and Vaya with 3 points. But the final placings will be determined this weekend. Saturday's games will see the final teams play in Pool A before Tuapa versus Hakupu play at Vaya and Makefu versus Vaya playing in Hakupu. In Pool B, Tamko Tonga is on top, winning all 4 of their games with 20 points, followed by Mutalo with 12 points, third equal to Avasale and Liku, and fourth to La Kappa. The finals will be played next week. Winners from each pool will play for the first and second placings, and runners-up from each pool to play for third and fourth placings. Teams equal in points will be decided by points for and against for their final placings. And despite setbacks with community commitments, the Kilikiki season has been quite entertaining, and with an even tougher competition expected for next year. Those are our news stories that we have for you this evening. We do hope that you have an enjoyable weekend, especially to those teams who will be playing cricket this coming weekend.